All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Golf and Politics. So thankful to have my client, my county commissioner of Tulsa County, Republican Stan Sallee, doing a great job. He's in his second term as county commissioner.
Yeah.
Today, we are playing LaFortune Golf Course, which, am I right, this course gets more rounds than any course in the state of Oklahoma?
Yeah,
close to it.
between our two courses, we get over 100,000 rounds a year.
Incredible. And this is a county-run golf course. We're going to get into the politics of government golf, and so we're having a good time out here today. So thanks for joining us. Got a little gift for you.
Thanks
Golf
for
and
the
Politics
invite.
hat.
Awesome.
Golf and Politics ball marker.
Awesome.
And let's have some fun
Wonderful.
today.
Enjoy.
All right.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you. Man, all I have is these Pro V1 balls, and it's like I am not worthy. There we go. I mean, you know, there goes $10.
It's very frustrating.
Oh, but I hadn't been out here in probably 20 years.
Wow.
And I've played on some other courses, but I just hadn't had time during the years. I watch everybody else play, but that's just how it is. What are you hitting with there, driver?
I'm gonna hit driver and try to go for it here. Oh, I sliced the crap out of it. My microphone came off. All right, so
It'll take a while.
a little bit of your background. You are in your second term as county commissioner.
Yeah.
What made you want to run for county commission, and give me a little bit more of your background before being a commissioner?
Oh, it started.
I mean, I know it, but our listeners don't know.
Absolutely. It started getting involved in your community, working on with the Department of Commerce on a Main Street group that got funding and support from the state. Our occupancy level was down to 65% on Main Street. And,
This is Collinsville?
This is Collinsville, yeah. And, I come from an era in the 60s working. My mom had a business on Main Street. My uncle had a business on Main Street. And, it was lively, the place to be, hustle, bustle, kind of pre-Walmart days.
Okay.
And, and that's kind of was my background. It just a big, thriving community. Went to school, graduated, came back, and got into business, and just noticed the communities around us were growing more than our own, and wanted to get involved and be a part of it. Seeing if we could get into more activity. We were in the housing and real estate development in other communities, and so I thought, well, we at least should be part of the
157.
157, yeah. Part of the solution and get engaged. And they didn't want me at the time to be on the planning commission. Thought, conflict of interest. And
Okay.
I always thought you should have real estate professionals and attorneys and lay people, a little mix of the whole community. And so I thought, well, okay, you asked me to come, you interviewed me, and now you don't want me. So I thought, well, let's just get on the city council. Won, did that for 2 years, and then decided to run for mayor and to have a seat at the table. Yeah. So before that, it was getting engaged in the Main Street Community Organization, then it was the Chamber of Commerce, and it was just a natural progression.
Sure.
And these were all volunteer hours. You do it because you care about your community. And we did some phenomenal things. Got some federal grants that redid our downtown district and turned it in from 65% occupancy to 95% occupancy.
That's fantastic.
So that was part of the success and of a lot of people, not just me. It takes a whole bunch of folks working in the same direction.
Absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can attack this to some degree.
Oh, there it is.
Well, we made contact.
So then after being mayor of Collinsville, you ran for the legislature, right?
Yeah, I ran for state house position, and
you would have been a much better state rep, in my opinion, than the guy that won.
I went.
I wasn't working on your campaign then either.
It wasn't against his voting record as much as it was about representation.
Right.
From the surrounding school districts. Here I was a mayor, and there was never attempt to reach out and communicate and work with anyone within the city. So I decided, and we came close. It was 14 votes.
14 votes. Wow.
Close to getting into a runoff, which we felt real comfortable about. But, you know,
people act like their vote doesn't count. 14 votes. I mean,
yeah, it counts.
I'm sure you could go back at the voter rolls and see some people that maybe didn't show up that were going to be for you.
Absolutely. I could have asked for a recount, but I didn't. I know that I trust our system.
So 2018, you run for county commissioner.
Yeah, and after that election, I had an opportunity to work on a part-time basis, a contract basis with the city on an economic development run. It was a great experience, and ended up going full-time with them for a few years, and was doing that when the previous county commissioner decided to exit early and left open that door, and just thought it was a great opportunity. Something that I always had thought about, even when I was mayor for Collinsville. I had been approached to consider it, and it just wasn't the right time.
Sure.
You know, family businesses, and I was getting along quite well with our county commissioner. He's paying a lot of attention to our community, and just thought he was doing a good job for the people I was representing.
Smallgo's not a bad guy.
Nope.
Former client of ours as well.
Absolutely.
Somebody I like to play some golf with too.
Yeah. So he decided to run against the gentleman, and Wilbert Collins, and he won.
I did not hit it. It's in the hole if I hit it.
Jeez. Okay. Now I have to act like I can read this thing.
Oh, good run at it. That's good. People don't realize it's expensive to maintain a bunker.
They don't last forever.
They don't last. It takes serious
Yeah.
work and maintenance, and courses like this have limited budgets. I mean, I wouldn't mind talking about some of that, because I think it's, people just look at it and be, oh, why don't they do this? Well, because you're paying $40 a round and it's subsidized by the taxpayers. It's not like a, unlimited budget like Southern Hills has.
Well, it's not, and playing, the location, proximity, the condition of the course gets a lot of play, which that equals to a lot of wear and tear.
That's right.
Which means a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
And so, it's difficult. Nothing lasts forever.
I definitely have a couple questions on that we'll get into.
Yeah.
Oh, right again.
Just right down that fairway.
Yeah,
that
was 300 yards straight away. Pretty
straight
simple
down
hole.
there. All right. Oh, got underneath it. It takes a few holes.
Oh, of course. I play all the time, and I'm off to spraying the ball a bit here. Let's see. All right, so this course, what's the history? How did LaFortune Park Golf Course start? It has an interesting history, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. This piece of land, I think, goes back maybe the 1920s. Tulsa County, every county government had what they called a poor farm, which was an extension of state government to really take care of all the indigent people out there. And because, most of your cities weren't established or developed.
By poor farm, do you mean people would come and use the land to grow crops?
This was a poor farm that the county ran. It was housing. They grew crops. They had livestock, poultry, and they took care of themselves and took care of others throughout the county that needed assistance. And that is still today a function of Tulsa County government, and that is in the form of our social services.
Okay.
That was started in 1970 at its new location on Charles Page. And that's when this facility was closed permanently as far as a poor farm.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Good strike. Okay, so 1970 it closed as the poor farm?
Yeah. What had happened is, it operated for decades and decades, serving a big purpose for the region. But in 1958, this 200-plus acre parcel of land, Mr. LaFortune, one of the LaFortune members, had donated over $250,000 to build a park.
Okay.
And thought this was a great place. Some had said it was due to some issues with Southern Hills that was established, and he wanted a park. That
which LaFortune was it?
J.A. LaFortune.
J.A. LaFortune. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he hold political office in the county?
I don't know. I don't think in the county. He was an oil and gas man.
Oil and gas. Okay.
Yeah.
So this would this be G.T. Bynum's great grandfather?
I believe so.
Well, it's just like being in the fairway, pin high, but
Yeah.
stop. Oh, a little long.
Nice. So yeah, 1960, I think in October, this coming month, was when they opened the park up, I believe.
Okay.
And shortly after.
So by the park, so we're talking about the entire park, not just the golf course here, the
Right.
playground, the ball field.
They had a lot of amenities at the time that
Wow.
they were in construction and got it ready. Don't know that the par 3 wasn't there at the time, but this 18 hole was, and the baseball fields and so it was a big deal. We were at the time, and I think still are, the only county in the state of Oklahoma to have a park system.
Wow,
And
I didn't realize that.
That was put in the statutes of the state of Oklahoma to allow us to do that. And boy,
Yeah,
did we take it to another level?
absolutely. I did not realize that.
Get over.
Oh, good shot.
All right.
Didn't hit it again. It's in the hole if I hit it. 2 in a row.
But Mr. LaFortune influenced a friend of his, Mr. Chandler, to do the same thing and donate some land. And it had a different name to it at the time, but it was over near Sand Springs, and that was Chandler Park.
Oh, wow.
And so he had, I think, some quarries or
Okay.
mining operations over there, and donated that, and that's why that park is there today.
And so the park system in Tulsa County, you've got LaFortune Park, which includes this championship course that we're on, the par 3, the ball fields, the playground, picnic
Tennis.
shelters, tennis, unbelievable tennis facility, correct? I mean,
Yeah, you think you're at the U.S. Open when
Right.
you're here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's just a beautiful course, and we have the taxpayer facility.
Nice,
We have the taxpayers to thank for, but contributors all around the city. That Mike Case is one of them that
Oh,
gave
right.
millions of dollars to this facility, and we've got college tennis women's come
Right.
here every year, and
I know people that come from an hour away on a regular basis just to play
yeah,
tennis
it's
over here.
unbelievable. It's open to the public for a fee. It's not a free facility, but neither is the golf. We have to pay for it somehow,
Right.
and because there's a lot of upkeep and maintenance. Not enough.
Yeah, they're a touch slow. All the rain.
It was.
All the rain. So and then you have South Lakes.
Yeah, we
golf
have South
course.
Lakes over in
In
Jinx,
Jinx, right.
And that was land owned by the airport authority, and we took a lease. Jinx wanted a golfing facility, and so that happened many years ago. But between those two courses, like I said, it's over 100,000 rounds, which is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Very few courses see that much play, and being in the center of Tulsa doesn't hurt you.
Right.
But you still have to keep a good quality of a product out here where
Right.
people won't play. And so the taxpayers supported Vision 2025, Florida Fix. We had several initiatives that we, a couple years ago, we redid the par 3. And this championship course speaks for itself. Oh, this is a par 3?
Par 3. Let me shoot on the laser. 152.
152. Well, I'm pretty slow on the swing, so I'm going with the heavy.
A little bit of
Heavy iron. Now, it looks like that's right on. Beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful.
spun back.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I had too much spin on it. Probably should have hit a little harder, knowing that.
You've gotten any hole-in-ones?
Yeah. 3.
You've got 3 hole-in-ones?
My best one was in the college conference tournament my sophomore year in front of about 80 people.
Oh boy, he's a sandbagger.
Yeah, that one was my sophomore year of college in the conference tournament. I was the 4-man on our team. There's 5 players per team. And it was the 3rd hole, and it got really backed up because there was a par 5 that everyone was trying to go for in 2.
Yeah.
And so our 3-man was on the tee, and like all the families were around, plus the 4 guys and all their families. And then the 2 guys were coming off the green. Our 1-man was coming up the fairway. So there was a lot of people. And it was a peninsula green, 221 yards.
Oh, wow.
I hit a 4-iron perfectly. And I thought I hit it too far, that it was going to hit the green and go over. And our 3-man goes, "That's in the hole." I said, "No, I think it's over the green." And, well, we all thought it was a good shot, but thought it was over. And so I'm walking up there, and our 5-man comes running off the tee and said, "We heard something hit the pin." And I get up there, and I flew it into the hole, crushed the cup and everything, just right in from 221, the 4-iron.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a happy day.
Yeah. My dad had 3 hole-in-ones on the same trip last Halloween. Or I'm sorry, did I say 3? 2 hole-in-ones on the same trip.
Wow.
One here on 15, which was a really pure 6-iron, just hit it perfectly.
Oh boy.
Then we played up at the Battlefield at Shangri-La, the new par 3
Yeah,
course up there.
yeah.
He hits a terrible 8-iron, chunky, left, pulls it left, hits the hillside and takes a bounce. And I said to him, I said, "Wouldn't that be something to get 2 hole-in-ones in a week?" As soon as I said that, it just runs right into the pin and down the hole. A whole bunch of people watched that too. So 2 in a matter of 3 days. I mean, the odds of that have to be just astronomical.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad gets the ball around. It's not like he's a single-digit handicap though. I mean, so it's really unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
had a lot of fun playing with my dad and my grandfather. My dad didn't really play golf until I was in college.
So you're supposed to pick these up after every hole, huh?
We could never really afford. I started playing golf freshman in high school. Couldn't afford really to play it a lot of golf, so I worked at golf courses to get the free golf.
Yeah.
Well, I took an internship one year, and I couldn't in college and wasn't working at a golf course, so I asked my dad to split the membership cost with me at this club. And he did, and he said, "Well, if I'm gonna pay for golf, I'm gonna start playing." And now he's hooked. I mean, he plays.
Oh, he's in.
I mean, for the last 20-some years, he's played 3 or 4 days a week, every week.
Well, I tell you what.
My grandfather's in his 80s and still gets out there and plays all the time.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I was at a tournament with a bunch of city officials. Golf Club of Oklahoma.
Oh,
and
great course.
I got to play 1 hole with Ray Floyd.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding. And he played 1 hole with everybody. And then he did an exhibition at the end of the tournament, and it was in a sand trap that was like similar to this, except about 10 feet taller, it seemed like. And he was showing us, what the easiest shot in golf is coming out of this bunker. And one after another, boom, 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 just, rolled it right to the cup or within 4 or 5 feet out of the bunker every shot. Made it look so easy. So every time I get in the sand trap,
you just think about Ray Floyd.
I just say, easiest shot in the game.
That's right. Look at this, Jordan. My pitch mark all the way up here. If I could just have hit a little bit further, just stayed up on the ridge. So instead of a 5-foot birdie putt.
All right, heads up. Putt. We're coming out hot.
Easiest shot. All right, here we go. Not bad. Good out. All right, let's see if I can get a putt to the hole. Oh!
Holy cow. Nice stroke.
Thanks. Good run at it.
But no, until you play with somebody like that and watch them at their craft.
Yeah, Ray Floyd's unbelievable.
It's just...
They say he might, one of the best short game players of all time.
Yeah. Well, I was able to go to see him at Southern Hills when he won the, was it the Open or?
What would he have won at Southern Hills? It would have been the PGA Championship,
PGA
probably.
Championship, yeah.
I think the only U.S. Open they had is when Retief Goosen won.
Yes. I was at that one too.
Well, that's a good question for us. Little off topic of county golf, but how did an event like the PGA Championship affect the county from a tax dollar perspective? Like, what was the economic impact for Tulsa County?
It was in the millions. I meant what it did for all of the city of Tulsa, for sure, but Tulsa County as a whole. There's very few events like that has that kind of impact.
Well,
but
I had a great place to live for that event. I can't wait for the next one.
It's those don't come around very often, and we're very appreciative when they do. But to have a golf course like Southern Hills, not every community has that.
That's right. Well, I tell you, I spent a lot of time over at the U.S. Women's Amateur that they had this year, free to the public. What a fantastic event! In a lot of ways, I venture to say that in some ways I enjoyed it more than the PGA Championship, because you literally there's no ropes. You just walk on the course, and these girls can play. They don't hit it nearly as far as the men do. And the course was about 1,400 yards shorter than it was for the PGA Championship. But watching them play is just amazing. And I just love being that close. And Maggie Roller, who used to work at South Lakes, this pro down there, her daughter didn't qualify. And so she ended up caddying for a girl that made it to the semifinals. So it was kind of fun to watch her caddying out there and follow that group. But it was one of the reasons Southern Hills did it, I heard, is they wanted to prove to the USGA how good how good they run golf tournaments, hopefully get a US Open along with another PGA Championship.
Well, I think, and Nick Sidorkis, the former general manager, had a lot to do with that as well. He was pretty active in the tournament.
That's actually my next question for you. I mean, he's somebody you told me you've been the county's been talking to on ways to improve.
A mutual friend had reached out and introduced me to him and Randy Heckenkemper, the designer of this golf course.
Well, and back up on Sidorkis, he was at Southern Hills for how many years as the general manager?
20, 25 years, I think, a long time, and wasn't just the general manager of operations, all operations, including the course itself, not just the clubhouse.
God, I'm just hitting everything right. I can fix that, though.
Now, do you lay up? Is that it?
You got plenty of room. Just if you aim at that, you just want to aim at that tree down there.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got to straighten that out. Nice ball.
I never can straighten myself out, so.
Okay, I can fix that. That's just, that is not a good swing.
That's why I'm pretty much just a scramble golfer.
Yeah. I know what yours is at. I'm just hunting mine. Okay, so the county's started discussions with Nick on.
Yeah, so met with Nick and Randy and talked. He just recently retired from Southern Hills, and Nick was getting into some consulting and was working with the city of Tulsa on some of their golf courses that came in disrepair over the years. I mean, they've got so many and so many parks. It's just, there's only so many.
Oh, really? I mean, really, Mohawk is definitely in disrepair compared to Page Belcher.
Well, yeah, but this was the best golf course in the county, no doubt. Besides Southern Hills, this was, and some other maybe private courses that I never played on, so I can't really tell you. But what I've been told by Nick and others, that this was a premier for a public course. This is, as good as it gets, and it's obvious with the number of rounds that is played on this that people like it, and there you go. And so ours has faltered a little bit in the last several years. Lots of reasons why, but we wanted to, at least I wanted to engage in discussions on, we had some dollars, some capital funding that we were going to refinance some bonds that we're going to put into our golf facilities. Your irrigation system doesn't last forever. All of your sand traps, the drainage clogs up eventually. I mean, there's continued maintenance, especially with all the people that playing on it. And so, your ponds silt in, your pumps go out that sprinkle just on and on and on. and none of it's inexpensive.
Right.
And so we were looking to look at some capital priorities. Go
Okay.
ahead, I'll let you shoot that.
Oh, where are you going? That's gone. So he's consulting the county on how to best use the capital improvement dollars.
Right. I wanted to look at our operations, our maintenance programs and our staffing and more importantly, yes, the capital dollars that we were getting ready to expend, try to prioritize those and get a third party's perspective and just do an assessment on our courses, our personnel, and
Sure.
our equipment, age and what needs to be replaced, what equipment we need. And so we hired him to do that, and he's made some recommendations, and we're getting ready to have a management conference to discuss all of those. I mean, this is such a huge investment that the county has made, the taxpayers has made,
Right.
that, you might have to go above and beyond because it gets so much play,
Right.
and people expect it to be good, and it should be good for
Right.
those that enjoy the game of golf. We want a good product. Well, it's over.
It's got a chance. It's got a chance.
Oh.
Great putt.
There he is, a new heir apparent.
Oh, is he?
Josh, how's it going? Good, good. Excellent.
Is he the new head pro?
He is.
Okay.
We had, Pat McCrate was
Right.
a long time.
Passed away. He grew up in Barnesville, Ohio, close to where I grew up in West Virginia.
We didn't know Pat that well, just knew him as the operator of the golf course. But after his passing, before his passing, when I met with Nick, the one thing he said is the best thing that we have going for us is Pat McCrate.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best pros in the country, state of Oklahoma for sure, and just showered us with compliments on him. And within 6 months, he passed away, and we did a search. Josh had been his kind of protege,
Okay.
and Pat was very happy with his progression and thought he'd be a great heir apparent, as he shared with many.
I mean, it was very shocking to lose Pat. I mean, nobody expected. I mean, that was so
No,
shocking.
it was, health-wise, we all have health issues from time to time, but nothing I don't think that was that concerning that would expect that outcome. It was just devastating to the Tulsa County and the golfing community.
Now that one didn't cut at all.
I don't know where the hole is, but is it over there? Or are we cooking around?
It's straight here. You see the bunker?
Oh yeah.
It's just to the
On
flag
the right
just
of the
to
bunker,
the right of the
behind
bunker.
the tree, I
Yeah.
can't see.
That was my best strike of the day.
Okay. Let's make some contact.
Nice ball. Ripped right down the middle.
Occasionally it happens. But no, we went through a long process of looking at who was going to be the next person to have that role to run the facility. And Josh was obviously the man. And
Now, functionally.
there he is. Look at him. He's picking up trash. See?
That's right.
That's why we hired him.
So, the employees of the golf course, do they work for a private management company that the county contracts with, or are they all county employees?
We do all the maintenance of the course.
Okay.
So all of the employees inside the pro shop are his.
Okay.
So, and he has other professionals that work
But all
with
the grounds crew are county employees?
our county employees.
Okay.
And always have been.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think he leases out the golf carts and does the maintenance on them, and
And then you're like a contract with the management companies. It's something that's that every budget is renegotiated, or is it a long-term deal?
We have to approve. We can't do any long-range contracts, so we set it up on a 3 to 5 year renewable each year. So as long as the levels of expectations are met, I don't think the county's ever canceled a contract.
Right.
So the operators here on tennis and golf do a great job, and
Absolutely.
And we're pleased with it.
It's one of the nicer pro shops in the community.
It really is, and the expertise.
I bought these wedges the other day in there.
Well, I bought my clubs as well, used set of clubs. I don't play that much, but my wooden shafts just needed to be upgraded.
True public servant, but not spending too much time on the golf course. I had a guest on our podcast named Marty Russo. He was the best golfer ever played in Congress.
Yeah.
And he was playing with one of the editors at Golf Digest. And the editor at Golf Digest says, "You were clearly not doing your job as a congressman well enough to be this good at golf."
I've never played it, consistently. I've always wanted to. It just takes a lot of time and dedication. You're going to get out of it.
The way I played that last hole, everybody thinks,
well,
yeah, it's a good thing he's a political consultant.
Look at my drive and look at yours. No.
Now, when you ran in 2018, the financial outlook of LaFortune and South Lakes is different than it is today as far as number of rounds, right?
It was. I mean, the whole climate of golf was going downhill. You'd see many clubs filing for bankruptcy, shutting down, and that was just the nature of it. And so we were no different. The rounds were down, and we were losing money every month. And as a public servant, I questioned, because I was new coming into the early 19, and I questioned, our statutory obligations are for roads, bridges, public safeties, jails, those kind of things. And so do we need to be funding projects or operations that are losing money?
Sure.
And because one, we're leasing, it's a long-term lease with it over in Jinx. But
230. Oh, the Jinx.
This is your ball, right?
This is yours.
Oh God, I could have been hitting.
Aim down the.
My best
left
year
side.
in college was at OU, and I took golf
as a class,
as an elective, and was with 4 or 5 OU football players,
that's
and
fun.
every day on the driving range.
That's great.
And I didn't get a lot better, but boy, did I have fun. I mean, every day, or 3 days a week.
That's great.
But to be around them and hang out, and some of them could spank it pretty good.
That's a nice ball. So, I mean, you attribute a lot of the increase in rounds to COVID, right?
Absolutely. We COVID changed the entire park systems throughout. From tennis to golf to people just getting out and about and getting out in the open. So it very quickly became a revenue generator.
Sure.
And has never stopped since.
That's great.
And really the demands, it really reinvented the game to a lot of people.
That's absolutely right. It was one of the few things certain places you could even do during that time. And my guess is the increase of rounds, the increased stress on the golf course has made these capital improvements that need to be done that much more imminent.
Absolutely.
People don't realize it's a lot easier to maintain a golf course when it's not being constantly played on.
Yeah.
I mean, people just don't get it.
A big problem. And, we've had maintenance issues, water lines busting that, we're undersized, oversized. I mean, just things that age was causing, because when they turn on, they pulsate, and you're doing different zones, and that, and the traps. I mean, some of them are holding water, and it's just time to redo them. All right, let me hit this. Nice. Great shot.
Thank you.
Great shot.
So a lot of people don't realize one thing that we're fortunate at LaFortune to have is bent grass greens, where Page Belcher, Mohawk, a lot of courses would, even the par 3 here, Bermuda greens, because they're easier to maintain in our Oklahoma heat. These greens, when they have them going, they were some of the best greens in the county.
And I think that's what they wanted to achieve is to have, you know, the best possible course we could afford, and it would have been easy to go with Bermuda, but they are expensive, but the golfers love them.
Yes, and, they're so much more predictable, and they break the same. Bermuda greens are difficult. I just got back from Arizona.
Yeah, they are.
I was playing a lot of the courses there in Bermuda, and you know, good Bermuda greens are fun and good, but it's just like the grain, you have to read it versus the slope, and they can get inconsistent and bumpy real easy.
And you know, we have one of the most unique courses in Tulsa County is in my district, O'Brien Park. We have a 3-hole golf, has 3 different hole settings that is free to the public. It was named after a longtime superintendent, Mr. O'Brien, and but yeah, it's got a par 3, 3 different hole settings on each.
Okay.
Got a frisbee golf on it as well, but it's free to the public. You just go
Incredible.
up there and get all you want. Obviously, it's not to the extent of the care and the
sure.
but hey,
that's cool. I got to go check it out.
Yeah, it's great. Oh shoot!
Not terrible.
Yeah, it got
Chip and a putt.
it's yeah.
Well, we talk about COVID really revolutionizing the golf industry, getting a lot more rounds after COVID. But one thing that you said that I want to touch on, you got elected, and you're wondering, man, the park system's losing money. Is this really good for the taxpayers? Our job is to fund roads and bridges. I think the older I get, maybe the less like ardent. When I was younger, I was hardcore conservative on all these things. You know, now as a parent, your tune starts to change on these things. Like as a resident of Tulsa, I live like maybe 3 miles from this golf course.
Yeah.
I love that we have this facility here. My teenage son will be over here. Him and his 6-7 buddies will come over and hit golf balls at 9 o'clock at night in the summer under the lights, or play the par 3. And you know, you can have peace of mind as a parent that your 17-year-old's got things to do that are fun with friends. They're learning a great game they can play for the rest of their life. It's affordable for my son to come over and play the par 3. If he has a little job on the side, he can pay for it himself. You know, it's a great facility for parents to have some peace of mind, know their kids are at a good place and not getting into trouble over here.
Absolutely, and I can relate.
Not that my son's a troublemaker, but
no,
you still want those kind
kids
of
are
opportunities.
Kids. Absolutely, and I can relate to that because I was in his shoes and I played this course at his age.
Yeah.
And the par 3 was I wasn't a big golfer, but what the par 3 did for me is just it's a different game at night.
That's right.
And it's doable for everyone.
Oh, I didn't get it up over the ridge. Like I hit it right where I was aiming. If I hit it just, I hit it right here, that sucker trickles all the way down there. I have a flat putt right at the hole.
Bingo.
Oh.
But no, the par 3 is a family course.
Oh yeah. Go in. There's a meme going around the internet yesterday, and so instead of a Titleist, it was a Top Flight, like a junky Top Flight, and said under Kamala's economy, and it scratched out Top Flight and wrote Titleist Pro V1 on the Top Flight golf ball. So this will be what you have in Kamala's economy.
Well, yeah, I fear for that as well.
Yeah, I think our taxes will be just a touch higher if she gets elected. And by just a touch, I mean a lot higher.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday in Pennsylvania, Trump threw down a $100 bill to a woman to help her pay for her groceries. And what's interesting about Trump's fundraising appeals lately, have you seen them? It's kind of brilliant. he'll go on and do these videos for low dollar donations. Like, really need you to contribute to the campaign, but only if you can afford your food. Take care of yourself first. I know food's really expensive now under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's economy.
There you go.
It's kind of a brilliant messaging to like this.
Take care of yourself, not me.
Yeah.
You know, I need your vote, not your money.
Right.
Oh boy, yeah.
Par 5.
Nice.
Yep.
You know, we owe a lot to Mr. LaFortune for making that donation in 58, I think, 1958. Wow. But tell you, the taxpayers and Tulsa County leadership has taken this piece of land to another level.
That's right, yeah.
And it's a staple of the community.
I mean, you see, we're right in the middle of town. That's what makes this so convenient. I mean, you're literally right in the middle of
hospitals,
Tulsa.
Ronald McDonald House. You got Memorial High School wraps around us. I've enjoyed watching these TikTok videos where people are hitting the horns in mid-swing. Oh, not really enjoying it. It's awful cruel.
Yeah.
No, that's as crooked.
Speaking of TikTok, Golf and Politics now has a TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing on it. That's why we have Jordan. He's teaching me how to.
Well, I just got on 6 months ago.
6 months ago?
Yeah, and didn't really know what it was about. And now I understand.
You get a lot of constituents emailing the office with ideas about the parks and the golf courses?
Well, I don't get a lot. We have a park board committee with people throughout the community that each commissioner gets an appointment and that really shares some ideas. We just recently put Vince Westbrook, the head coach of the Tulsa men's tennis and Tulsa University tennis. And
do both this TU use this is their home facility?
No, they have their case center. Yeah,
okay.
they do. But when we have the NCAA tournament come here, the women's, I think they use Stillwater, they use TU, they use this facility.
Gotcha.
On the first round or two, and then it goes down, and then this is the main host. But Mike Case and Vince Westbrook has done so much for tennis at the University of Tulsa, and Mike's done a lot here. Several years back, they did a 3-court indoor facility here.
Okay.
And now we're doing a second one. We're using ARPA dollars. Mr. Case and the Hale Foundation, a lot of other folks donated, and it's probably a $7 million second 3-court indoor tennis facility.
Unbelievable.
This is a quality of life, but it is also an economic development generator.
Sure.
For restaurants and hotels, and a lot of people come from out of state for these tournaments.
Right.
And not all of them are NCAA tournaments.
Sure.
There's a lot of high school and amateur and
without a reasonably priced public golf option, so many people would never get into this game, which in turn is an economic engine driver for a lot of things. Golf and period is creates economic activity.
Not only come here but go to other courses, and there's stores that pop up that selling merchandise, and it's a market, a big market, huge market, but people have to want to play.
That's right.
When they were getting out of business or not playing as much, a lot of those companies weren't needed.
Not leaving this one short, Jordan. Okay. At least I didn't leave it short.
No, but if golf and tennis can assist in giving us the revenue to run all of our parks, because not all the parks are revenue positive.
Right.
Most parks that municipalities provide aren't, and so, but like at O'Brien Park, there's good number of shelters. It's really a community park. That a lot of birthday parties and family reunions, and people just love to use the park. Got a little bit of fishing as well going on there. And it's known for its baseball facilities. It has the only Legion parks, I think, in the county system, and most of the Major League Baseball players that went through the system all played at O'Brien Park.
Yeah.
And we're in the process of rebuilding those 2 fields and adding AstroTurf in the infields.
Okay.
And Tulsa Drillers is excited about it. A lot of players that went through there just, is happy to see that we're making investments in the old facility. It has so many ties to a lot of schools,
Absolutely.
a lot of players that went through there for decades.
So does when you talk about private donations to come in, does the county have a foundation that people contribute to make those projects work?
They have, they make it directly to the county, but there is a foundation set up to where those funds go to.
All right, well, we've talked a lot about county parks, county golf, county politics. I got a fun question for you. If you had to play golf in your dream foursome, this dream foursome had to consist of a professional golfer, a celebrity or professional athlete, and a politician, living or dead. Who's your dream foursome?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, Tiger Woods.
Okay.
No doubt. Tiger's on the team. Jeez. Politician, Reagan.
Okay.
Was an actor or what?
Celebrity or
celebrity.
It could be a professional athlete or
celebrity. Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Oh, from Steubenville, Ohio, right across the river from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lewis is going to be thrilled with Lewis Jackson, friend of the program, friend of Commissioner Sallee's.
Yes.
To OU with your daughter. He loves Dean Martin, and so when I took him to a West Virginia game. We had to drive through Steubenville so he could tell people he'd been to. I'll just car path only. We're car path only here. He was thrilled to drive through Steubenville, the home of Dean Martin.
Of course. Oh yeah.
Funny golf and politics story about Ronald Reagan. When he gets done with his presidency, he moves back to LA. And the members wanted to make him an honorary member of LA Country Club, which is a very stuffy,
yeah,
probably the most stuffy country club in America. Pants only, no cell phones. The houses around LA Country Club are $30-40 million homes, right?
Yeah.
So the membership, though, didn't just say yes and became a political fight on whether they should give the former president an honorary membership. So it turned out it was just like a couple Democrats that were causing some pain, but he got the honorary membership, and he played, I believe, every Friday for a few years before he got Alzheimer's real bad. So
good for him.
Interesting political story.
He got in. Yeah, it's
definitely
not a guarantee.
That's a course I'd really like to play. They had the U.S. Open there 2 years ago, I believe, and it was not a great U.S. Open course because it's not set up stadium style, so there's not enough fans and all that. But the course just looks awesome.
Want to see how it rolls when I hit the green?
Yeah, you got a little backstop over there.
I do. All right, let's see if I can get it over there.
It's a good strike.
Even better. Right on.
All right, another question that we ask all of our guests. Not who do you want to win the presidential election, because I know you're voting for Donald Trump, but who do you think is going to win the presidential election, given the race? We're 42 days out from today.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump's going to win.
Yeah,
I really do. I think I'm not all the polling. I just think there's a lot of built-in support there that at the end of the day, when people think about the economy and jobs, protection, international issues, I just, the border, think they're more comfortable knowing what they have in Donald Trump.
What they had. We had it for 4 years with them.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's what frustrates me about President Trump too, is that he just sometimes, if he could just stay disciplined to talk about how good it was from 17 until 2020.
That's all I want to hear.
Unemployment rate was incredibly low. Border was secure.
We have
energy
issues
independent.
with
There's no
China
gas guy,
and
right?
Russia. Oh, absolutely. And drill, baby, drill. I don't know that the people want to hear that. I mean, create a good environment and the oil industry will take care of itself. Shut down the oil industry and you're probably going to have high energy prices.
Right.
And
high prices for everything.
Absolutely. All the things that are made from petroleum is going to be impacted. So, the people in the oil and gas industry, they don't want, to think $100 plus oil, yes, who wouldn't want it?
Right.
But they understand with every rise comes a quick fall.
That's right.
And it's not good for the industry.
It'd just be great to have stability in the
They want
industry.
stability, absolutely. And when the president dumped all the petroleum reserves and jeopardized our safety, our ability to have that type of reserve that is important to our nation's economy and stability, it's disheartening that prices are down somewhat and we're not replenishing at the rate
Exactly.
that they dumped it, and they dumped it just to keep prices down.
Right.
And it's bad enough that you have OPEC messing with the market. We don't need to help it anymore.
Come on, honey.
I thought it was going to keep going.
I did too. Stan, this is an 8-foot putt that I have here.
Yes.
What do you think the tour average for PGA Tour professionals? What's the average make percentage from this distance?
85%.
50%. That's it. Because we always see the pros when they're playing their best. We're seeing the top pros.
Was it best of the best?
On Sunday of the best of the best, right?
Yeah,
so,
that surprises me.
Yeah, 50%.
Yeah.
So these are putts like, you know, for guys, when I'm playing, I really want to make this putt. But I can't get down on myself if you miss it because it's a 50-50 for the pros, and I'm not a pro.
Sweet,
All right.
Sweet. Good job.
Finally made a birdie. Kids gotten into golf at all through business?
Well, my daughter played in high school, and that was one of
she
my.
did? I didn't know.
That was one of my thrills. She got to play in a tournament at Southern Hills, and I got to follow her and realized what a difficult course it is just to walk.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So it wore me out.
I
And
did not know that Sophie played high school
yeah,
golf.
yeah.
I'll have to talk to her about that
And
next
she
time.
plays now, with, she's working at One Oak now and plays in tournaments, and
She may be a good guest for the podcast at some point.
comes
Her and
in
Lewis and
handy. Yeah.
some other young operators.
Sure.
In the world of I know she's not directly in politics, but she's politically active for sure.
Well, she's
Chip off
governmental
the old
affairs,
block.
a policy analyst
Yeah.
for One Oak, and they sure care about
They do.
our leadership, the election coming up. I mean,
Yeah, that's a great gig for her. I'm glad she was able to get that move back to town. And
oh, that was great for her, and she just what a wonderful company, and they're certainly acquiring more and more companies. I think they're going to probably be one of the largest companies in Tulsa,
sure.
Oklahoma, possibly. But if they're not the largest pipeline company, they soon will be.
Something we didn't talk
Jeez.
about. We have the matching shirts on today.
That's right.
So I don't have the LaFortune
No,
logo.
no,
like
you don't.
have.
We promote oil and gas
That's
industry
right.
here in Tulsa County, the former oil capital of the world, Oklahoma, or Tulsa. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to do right there.
Get a little right.
Nice shot.
All right, thank you.
That's perfect. Woo!
All right, well, just our whole politics right now. It is what it is. It's divisive.
Yeah.
And what's interesting in a race like yours, look, county commissioners do parks, roads, bridges,
Yeah. Jails.
buildings. You're the landlord of the buildings of the county government for the most part. It's not hyper partisan, yet you have to be aware of all these issues as a candidate and as an office holder.
You do, and whether you're Democrat or Republican, you're not liberal enough, you're not conservative
Right.
enough, and that meter changes.
And it doesn't
with
even
the
matter.
wind.
Like in Tulsa, we have a mayor's race that's quote unquote nonpartisan.
Yeah.
But that race has become anything but
It-
nonpartisan.
it's so part. Yeah. It's. That's a nice stroke.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh!
Oh, did you see that?
Oh my gosh!
I think that's like 3 feet for eagle. I gotta tell you about my clubs. So when I moved to Tulsa, my golf clubs got stolen like the first week I lived here. I wasn't in our house yet. We were in
Stolen?
Airbnb over by Victory Church. Let's see.
Yeah.
And one Sunday afternoon, we got back from church, and the garage door of this Airbnb malfunctioned. And so did, the same day the garage door was malfunctioning, so did the gate to the little community there.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people got stuff stolen. A whole bunch of stuff got stolen. And we had just gotten back from West Virginia, so my golf clubs are in my travel bag. 3 pairs of golf shoes. And my golf bag has got I had a bunch of coins and stuff that I collected from courses or my father-in-law gave me or my grandfather gave me, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And the whole damn thing just got stolen right out of the back of our van. They went through all of our stuff and found our real address, which was our house.
Oh.
And I called the contractor. I'm like, you better go change the locks right now because they're about to break in. They have the keys.
Yeah.
They stole the keys to the van. They didn't take the van. They stole the keys because we left it in,
Yeah.
And he didn't bother to do it. Sure enough, all the contractor's tools got stolen. And it was just a huge fiasco. And so I bought new clubs. And I've Titleist irons, and they're nice clubs. They're very classy looking, and I hit them really good in the fitting. But I've never just been comfortable with them. Just never have.
Yeah.
Again, and they're not real forgiving. Like a little miss hit, and it just wouldn't be good. And so I was complaining to my friend Jefferson about it the other day, and he's just like, well, why don't you just go find the clubs you used to have online, a U set? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you just go find a set. So we're looking online. We're at the Tulsa airport, so we're both flying different places, but through Chicago. And found this set of Mizuno MP64s, which I had. They're different shafts than what I had, but I actually like these shafts better. And they were $300. Look how brand new they look.
That's a heck of a deal.
$300.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not as close as I thought I was. My eyes deceived me. I thought I was 3 feet.
It looked 3 feet.
Yeah. I thought it was real close.
All right, let's
But
see.
no, it
let's
didn't.
see
Look
the
where it
divot.
landed. It landed past the flag.
Where's your divot?
Right there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just carried it.
Yeah.
Too far. This would be the first eagle recorded on Golf and Politics if I can make this.
Woo!
It's pretty straight. I think it's going to go just a touch left. Went a touch left. Well, Commissioner, thank you for being on Golf and Politics.
I appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun. I
It
think we're
was.
going to go play a little bit more, but that'll conclude our podcast. Thanks for everybody that's listening and subscribing. Please continue to download and tell your friends about it. Check us out on all the socials, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at Golf and Politics, and on X at Golf Politics Pod. And YouTube. I always forget to mention YouTube.
And TikTok is golf.politics.
Oh, I'm sorry. TikTok is golf.politics. I'm new to TikTok. I thought we weren't supposed to be on TikTok because of China, but I think it's okay.
It's still legal.
It's still legal. So
And come play LaFortune Park.
yeah, come play LaFortune Park. Tulsa County doing a great job with their parks. Amazing golf course here at LaFortune, par 3 course, and also at South Lakes down in Jinx. Thanks, everybody.
Hey.